Reform is seriously shaking things up in the British political sphere. In today's video, we will be discussing the massive reform news that changes everything. Not only that, but we will also go over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we have new Stuck Farmer t-shirts available on our store. Go grab them now. They are available at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. We're diving into some recent by-election results from England. While opinion polls give us a snapshot of public mood, election results reveal the true story, and this week's council by-elections had some big surprises. In these 9 council by-elections, we're seeing an interesting shift in the political landscape. Reform UK has notably increased its presence, even standing more candidates than Labour, with 9 Conservative candidates, 8 for Reform, 6 for Labour, and 6 for the Liberal Democrats. Let's look at some specific results. In areas where Labour traditionally holds seats, their vote share has significantly dropped. For instance, Labour held on in Rother Forest, but lost nearly 28 points in vote share. In Rydale, Reform UK surged from 0 to over 38% of the vote, securing a gain from the Conservatives. The Conservatives and Labour both lost a large portion of their previous votes here, with the Tories down by 27 points and Labour by 15. In Blackpool, an unexpected outcome occurred where the Conservatives split votes with Reform, allowing Labour to win even though their own vote share fell. It was a nail-bitingly close finish, with Labour winning by just 12 votes. One of the most shocking results came in a Hertfordshire council by-election, where Labour's vote share plunged to a record low of only 1.4%. Meanwhile, the Liberal Democrats managed just 3%, while Reform held steady at 11%. Astonishing results, to say the least. These by-elections show a real shake-up in voter sentiment, especially with Reform UK gaining ground. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on these shifts. Following this, Nigel Farage is fired up and ready for battle. His new party, which he describes as still in its early stages, is gearing up for the next election, targeting Labour as their main opponent. According to Farage, the Tories are finished, and they are no longer the focus. This may sound like a familiar refrain, echoing the bold language Farage used in the general election campaign. The key difference now is that he's not speaking about Westminster. Yesterday, he was in Newport, Wales, rallying the Reform Party faithful ahead of the 2026 Senedd elections, which are still 18 months away. Recent polling results are a big reason for their optimism. A new Survation poll shows Reform in 3rd place, ahead of the Tories, and only slightly behind Plaid Cymru. The party has surged by 20 points in just a few months, giving Farage the confidence to take aim at Labour. Farage criticised Labour's record in Wales, pointing to long NHS waiting lists, failing education, extreme woke policies, and the controversial 20-mile-per-hour speed limits. When he mentioned the speed limits, the crowd reacted with boos. He also blasted Labour's net zero agenda, claiming it has devastated primary steelmaking in South Wales. Farage doesn't think the Conservatives are a viable alternative in Wales anymore, so his goal is to replace them as the main opposition to Labour in the Senedd. Based on recent polling, he believes they are already making real progress. If the crowd's energy was anything to go by, Reform's momentum is real. Labour is unpopular, and the Conservative brand in Wales is so toxic that some voters would rather choose almost anyone else. Reform sees an opening, but whether they can maintain this momentum for another 18 months remains to be seen. Politics can change quickly. Yesterday's rally had a familiar vibe for those who've seen Farage's speeches before, with the same fiery rhetoric and crowd-pleasing lines. If it works, Reform hopes a strong showing in 2026 could be just the start, paving the way for success in Westminster in the years to come. What are your thoughts on Reform's chances in 2029? Let me know in the comments. In other news, a man in his 30s has died after he fell down the stairs on a double-decker bus in Oxford. The individual was travelling on an Oxford Bus Company vehicle that was driving past Westgate Shopping Centre when he slipped on October 26th. Thames Valley Air Ambulance, Thames Valley Police and South Central Ambulance Service raced to the scene to help the individual. He suffered serious injuries and was treated on board before being taken to nearby John Radcliffe Hospital for treatment. Thames Valley Police confirmed that he died from his injuries on October 31st. An investigation has been launched, and specially trained family liaison officers were supporting his loved ones, the force confirmed. A spokesperson for the police said, "Our thoughts and sincere condolences are with the family and friends of the man who has died. The man's death is being treated as unexplained, but not suspicious, and a file will be prepared for the Oxfordshire coroner." Speaking after the incident took place, a spokesman for Oxford Bus Company said, "A passenger on board one of our vehicles received emergency medical treatment after an incident in which no one else was involved. Following medical assistance on the vehicle in Oxford, the passenger was taken to the John Radcliffe Hospital by ambulance. We are assisting the emergency services with their inquiries and have given CCTV footage to the police." After the news of the man's death was announced, they added, "Our thoughts and condolences are with the deceased's family and friends at this incredibly difficult time. We are continuing to assist Thames Valley Police with their inquiries into this tragic incident, and we are providing well-being support to our driver." Lastly, Prince Andrew has found the money to stay at Royal Lodge, after he was told earlier this year that he would have to vacate. The funding the Duke of York will use comes from legitimate sources. Sir Michael Stevens, the Keeper of the Privy Purse, has confirmed. The Duke of York stepped down from royal life after his infamous Newsnight interview in 2019, but Queen Elizabeth II's son still lives at Royal Lodge on the Windsor estate. However, he was told earlier this year by his brother the King that he would need to leave and move into more affordable accommodation. Charles suggested Andrew downsize to Frogmore Cottage, the former home of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Like the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Andrew lost his right to taxpayer-funded security after being stripped of his royal duties. Just last week, the Duke was told that his £1 million a year allowance would finally be axed. An updated biography by royal commentator Robert Hardman has alleged that in recent weeks, the monarch instructed his Keeper of the Privy Purse to sever Andrew's annual personal allowance. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. I want to quickly say another thank you for helping us reach 100,000 subscribers. We started this channel just over 3 months, with the vision to show the British public the real stories from up and down the country, whilst calling out the BS the MSN try and shove down our throats. So from everyone at British Stand, thank you. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.